I'm Jerry Willis, and you're in the strategy room. Former President Bill Clinton has been on the campaign trail stumping for Hillary for months, touting her record as Secretary of State and spreading a mostly positive message about the Democratic White House hopeful. But now, the claws are out against rival Bernie Sanders. At a rally in New Hampshire Sunday, Clinton slammed Sanders over his health care plan and went after Sanders' supporters, who he said have attacked Hillary with profane and sexist remarks. Joining me now with reaction, Jeanne Zaino, professor of political science and international studies at Iona College, and Republican strategist Pidot. Welcome to you both. Jeanne, I'll start with you. What do you make of this?
You know, I think that Bill Clinton has to walk a very fine line here. We saw him disrupt Hillary Clinton's chances in 2008 when he went to South Carolina and famously attacked Barack Obama. That did not work for her, certainly didn't work for him. And watching him over the weekend, you get a sense that his frustration level out of Iowa, the fact that they are so close, the fact that Sanders is beating her in the double digits in New Hampshire, the fact that nationally they're within a margin of error, you could just almost feel the frustration on Bill Clinton's part. And I would say it's a very dangerous thing for him to do. I think she needs surrogates out there like Madeleine Albright and others, but I think her husband out there on the trail, you didn't like that one, her husband out there on the trail, I'm not sure it's working for her. And plus, if you think about, she needs to attract young people and young women. Young people and young women are not the people that Bill Clinton is going to attract. So I'm not sure it's the proper surrogate or the proper message.
Well, let's turn to some real clear politics polling, because I think it has some good insights, right? In New Hampshire, Sanders is currently at 53%, Clinton at 40%. Does Clinton stand a chance at narrowing the gap before the primary? Flip.
She could narrow it, but at the end of the day, she's about to come in second in New Hampshire, which is also known as last, in a contest between two people. And the Clintons are used to New Hampshire saving them. It brought Bill back from the dead in '92. It brought Hillary, for a short time anyway, back from the dead in 2008. And it's not going to do it this year. She tied basically in Iowa, and now she's going to have what looks like a clear loss, maybe a smaller loss than the polls are suggesting, if she can build some momentum, but that'll still be a fairly significant loss. They're not used to that. She's trying desperately to shake this establishment persona. Of course, she's the most establishment candidate who's probably ever run for president. She thinks that because she's a woman, she's immune to the establishment critique. And we saw a lot of that sort of gender-focused rhetoric in this attack by Bill on Sanders. I'm not sure if they feel that without Obama in the mix this year, being able to trump her gender card with his race card, that this is a more effective identity politics play. But the word you used was frustrated. I think that's how they're feeling, that they're going to go not 0 for 2, but 0-1-1 with one tie and one loss after these first two states.
You know, I look at this and I think, do you think Clinton and Sanders should be attacking each other, or shouldn't they be going after the Republicans? Jeanne.
You know, that was what she was trying to do before. I think as the polls have tightened, her advisors have said, look, you've got to knock this guy down, and unfortunately for her, it is going to be very tough. And I think what Flip said is absolutely right. They are going to not talk about her as getting last place in New Hampshire when she comes in second, but beating expectations, getting second place, and I think what they're hoping for is a single-digit margin that they can just do exactly what Bill Clinton did in '92. He lost New Hampshire, and yet a lot of people you talk to, they think, oh, didn't he win? Because he famously quickly described himself as the comeback kid, and people thought, oh, he did much better than expected. They're going to try to play that game, and you noticed in the debate, she was not talking to New Hampshire voters. She's been talking to South Carolina voters. She's going out to talk to the people in Flint, Michigan this week, I think today. So she is out elsewhere, not as focused on New Hampshire, and hoping to just squeak on through there with a narrow single-digit lead, or single-digit loss, rather.
Flip, last word.
I think Hillary's big problem, whatever happens in New Hampshire, is going into the next crop of states, is she's still Hillary Clinton, and she is not a strong candidate. She wasn't a strong candidate in '08, and she's not in 2016. She doesn't connect and resonate with voters. Bill can't save her. I don't think any of her other surrogates can save her. You know, she lost to a Democratic newcomer in 2008 who didn't even expect to be competitive in the nomination. She's losing to a 74-year-old socialist this year. So I think she's her own biggest liability, and she's the one she can't shake.
Interesting stuff. Jeanne and Flip, thank you so much. And you can check out FoxNews.com for more on the 2016 presidential race. I'm Jerry Willis. Thanks for watching.